Hi everybody, Flash Crow here from Old Man Gaming Down Under. Welcome to another day of Medieval Dynasty. Hopefully today you can hear me and hear the game. Amelia, what's up?
How is life treating you?
Oh, it's pretty good. It's very echoey in here. Shall I ask? Let's ask just for the lols. How's our little kingdom doing? Buildings in the settlement need repair. Oh dear, really? I don't reckon they do, but be well, my love.
See you soon.
Yeah, well maybe they do. I'm sure I did that. But who knows? It's my brain we're talking about here. Ah, it was only the witch's hut. She tricked me again. I think she got me on that last time. Right, what are we going to do today? Well, I'm not certain. Does the map tell us anything interesting? Quest at Hornica, one at Danica. Really? That's all? Wow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Well, I'm not really prepared for this, but let me think back now. Now, I think it was Steve. I think one of the subscribers who, well, I presume he's a subscriber. He certainly made a comment. Wanted me to make a updated tips and tricks video. Now, like I said, I'm not really, well, when I turned the computer on, or the game on a few seconds ago, I wasn't planning on doing it. But maybe if I go out here, and I don't know how much I'm going to remember off the top of my head, but there are a few tricks and stuff. Here's probably not a good place. Let me find a good location and I'll get back to you. Yeah, here's probably as good a place as anywhere. We're here on the map, just so that you know. The reason I've chosen this area is because it's pretty flat. So let me get off the horse. Now, I suppose one trick, not that it's a trick, is I find it very difficult to ride the horse from first person view. I just don't like it. But third person view, you can use your mouse wheel, of course, to scroll out more and you can see more of the surrounding area. It's a wider view and I can control the horse a lot better. That's one thing. But the other thing is in building. If you're building and you want to have your houses lined up with your fields, the fields are always north, south, east, west. So if you're going to put any roads in for your houses to be on, always put them to the 4 cardinal points. So if we do a road here, for instance, if I'm facing east, well, in actual fact, sometimes it's easier to go backwards because you can, I don't know, it just seems a lot easier if I'm facing west there and come back. It's easy to keep it right on the, right on the west. So if we do a road there, and then when we come to do our houses, for instance, on this side, let's come over here so I don't have to chop any trees down. We can put that north, get the house, and depending on what size one you want, like we can put a small one here, and it will be parallel with the road. You can have it back a bit if you want them to have a little bit of a front garden, or right on the road, depends what you want. And then, of course, if you've got your hammer out, you can see it a bit better. And then, for instance, if we do another house, which is a bit bigger, we can bring it over and just, again, if we're facing north, or whichever direction you choose, you can line it up with the other house, the front of the other house, and then just move your key to go across. Have the space that you want between the houses, and put the foundation down for that. And if we go over here and look along, it should be pretty much lined up at the front. So if you're a neat freak, that's a good way to get your houses lined up properly. Now, be aware that once you put a foundation down, you're paying taxes for the house. So you can lay out a whole area of where you want your houses and your fields to go for planning purposes. But even the fields too, even if you've got no crops, you still pay taxes. So if you're just doing it for a few ideas, then always destroy the whatever you've built afterwards. I like to destroy paths as well if I'm not going to use them. Well, if I'm not using them in an area where I'm not building a village, like here, I won't leave this here when I finish. I'll get rid of it. But for now, I'll just leave them there. So if you want a field, or in fact, if you wanted to have a barn opposite here, say you wanted a barn with fields either side, you can do a, where are we, farming, barn, same thing. You can have it right on the road if you want, or set back. If you have it set back, you've got the added ability to be able to put some, I don't know, planks and stuff laying around out the front. Or if you're not intending to do that, you can put it closer to the actual path as such. And then, of course, when it comes to building the field, you want to leave a little tiny space to make sure that you're going to be able to put your fence down. And in some cases, you're almost better, depending on what fence you want to put around your fields, you're almost better, again, facing east. Put the front fence, or the fence that's going to be against the roadway, put that down first, so you don't overstep where your field's going to go. So then if we choose the field over here, if you want it right up against the building, or I would personally have it back a bit. So here's the field. When you put the field down, if you look down the bottom of the screen, you can right mouse button to cancel. You hold left down to place it, but you can see the size of the field there. It's 5 by 1, 5 by 2, and so on and so forth. So you can work out what size your field is without having to count the squares as you go. So the limit is actually reached there. So if we go back, so your biggest field, it's actually, that one's blocking it, but it will tell you what it is. Normally, if you're starting out, don't make your fields too big, because again, you'll be the one that will have to plant them if you don't have your workers. And if you don't have a lot of workers and you have a lot of big fields, you won't get them done in time. So we just left click, and then you'd get the hoe out. It tells you when you look down at it what you need. So that's only really a tip, I suppose, for lining it up here. Most people know how to put fields in. The other thing is gates. Can be a bit of a pain depending on where you want it. So let's say on this side we put a field, Now you'll notice here, that when I put that gate in, I lined it up to the peg which was there for the foundation. So I can do the same here, and I'll know then that it's level. Actually, no, I can do it there. What I'm thinking of is just showing you about gates, basically. Because they can be a bit tricky to place. If you're going to have a pathway coming in here, let's just, we won't be able to get right to the edge, but let's just put one in here anyway. Again, facing north. Maybe just to here will serve the purpose. So then the field, we start from here. And again, I won't go very big, just to show you. So you might say, well, how am I going to get a gate in here? How will I know where it is? I mean, you can knock that one out. Like if we build a couple here. Now we want a gate there, not a fence. So we'll destroy that one. And actually this isn't showing you what I really want to show you, because you can easily line that up to that one, bring it over to the one for the foundation, and then that should be lined up nice and straight. Well, nice and straight for this game anyway. The bigger problem comes if you're doing fences for houses and you want to line up. Again, let me just show you. I might put this down first and then come back to it. Actually, no, I won't. So we're facing north. We come out. Very small garden for the path. Now, because they've done this now, it's a little bit easier actually. Because you can actually, it elasticates the fence, providing you come out to where you want and then go straight left straight away. You'll get a bit of an idea of where the gate will need to go, without having to worry about your right angles being messed up. So if you noticed, I did that there. That's because I'm going to knock that one out, and that's how I'm going to put my gate in that space. Now there's no easy way to know how big the gate's going to be, so this might not fit. I was just guessing. And as you can see, oh, it does fit. Okay. Well, you've got to be lucky sometimes. It's a bit offset, but not bad. I used to, once upon a time, before we had that innovation of being able to extend the fence, I would build a bit of fence. I'd go to my inventory and find a stone or something that I know or knew wouldn't roll away. I'll just try and find a stone. I don't want a throwing stone, they're huge. So we'll drop one, and then we'll drop another one. And what? No, don't get your flame out. You don't need that. So pick up the stone, and I would put it underneath where the fence was. So that I knew the line that it was going to take, basically. No, it lights that flame. So that, let's just say, for instance, how am I going to explain this? Well, in actual fact, you don't need to do it any other way than the way I just showed you, because that's the new method of being able to do it. You don't need to use the stones anymore. But, no. You can use, I suppose what I'm trying to say is that you can use stones for markers. If you don't think you've got something lined up properly, and if you're not actually going north-south and you've got some other angle that you want to work on, if we pick up a stone over here, for instance, put it here, and get another stone, and say we want to, oh, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, of course, E, holding the letter E on the keyboard, picks things up, and then you can hold the left mouse button down, and if you pull the mouse towards you with the button held down, it will rotate it towards you. If you hold the left mouse button down and push it to the left, it rotates it that way, and if you do it to the right, it will rotate it that way. So if you go at a diagonal, it does hit diagonally. So you can rotate things, useful for placing figurines and stuff. Then if you don't want to rotate it anymore, just let go of the mouse button, keep your finger on the E, and go. So I want to actually put this over here and drop it down, because what I'm thinking is I want to put a path from over here to over there, which is where the stone is. Is that the stone? I hope it's the stone. Now, not a path, sorry, a fence. So if we put the fence here, I could be talking rubbish here, you know. Put it there. Okay. And then we suddenly think, oh my goodness, I want to put a path and a gate in. Where am I going to put the gate? Well, if you've got, say you want to put the gate here, if I knock that out and then try and put a gate in there, unless they fixed it in recent times, the gate isn't going to fit. Because for whatever reason, the gate panels are wider than the fence panels. So that's where you would come in, grab your stones. No, oh you idiot. Grab your stones. And think, okay, that's where one lines up here. No, I'm not going to take that one because I need that one there. And then I'm going to drop another stone. Like that. No. And then we're going to put that down where this other bit is. And then we can destroy this fence. Or whichever one would be the shortest distance, so you didn't have to destroy too much. And then we get the gate, put the gate in, let's say this one again, line them up with where you want it angle wise, come over until it will let you put it there, and then get your fence, line that up and go back to your stone marker, and you should have a straight line. So you can still use the stone markers for actually locating the area where you want your fence to be, and to keep it in a straight line. Otherwise you'll find once you knock these out, it's very difficult to try and line them up again. That's housing placement or any type of building placement, pathways, fences, gates, fields, size of fields, how to work that out. I think that's probably a few tips, and also how to manipulate objects. Another interesting thing, which isn't really a tip, but if you the weapons are very, very powerful, and just for playing around type of thing, if you were to look straight up in the sky and aim and fire, we will hear it come down eventually. And there it is. Good idea not to be standing under it when it comes back down. But, like I say, they're pretty powerful. They go a long way. It's good fun. I think that's about it that I can think of anyway, off the top of my head. Like I say, I wasn't necessarily prepared for this, but I was conscious of the fact that I said I would do something in the next few days. So there you go, Steve. If there's any more stuff that you'd like to know, and I'm sure there is, just let me know, and I'll maybe people would like to leave comments about stuff that they'd like to know better or like to know more of. I'm by no means an expert, but I might be able to help you with some things. So leave a comment, don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.